lunch break, right? It's been kind of a marathon. David, I need technical difficulty help, so do I just hit, what do I hit?
What you got?
Which do I hit? Oh my God, thank you. Okay, well thank you. I appreciate being here tonight. We appreciate being one of your top projects that you are looking at supporting. I feel for you in your seat because being out there in the lobby and meeting some incredible people, great passion, and do a lot of good work for our community. So thanks to all of them, and thanks to you for being supportive through the years. I've worked with Impact Casey through the years, my other previous jobs at Truman Medical Center. So thank you for your support there. And I've been at the National World War I Museum and Memorial for about 3 years as the Vice President of Development. And I am here today to talk to you about the flame. So let me just ask a couple of questions. Who's been to the National World War I Museum and Memorial? Okay, all but just a few. We need to probably get the ones who haven't been and get you some free tickets so you can come visit. It is outstanding. Let me just give you a couple of minutes about the museum and then talk to you specifically about the project. The National World War I Museum and Memorial was established in 1919 after the war, the Great War. Kansas Cityans came together because people always ask, why Kansas City? Well, it's that great spirit we have here in our Midwest, right here in the heart of Kansas City, where Kansas Cityans rallied and said, we need to honor those who served in World War I. The 441 soldiers who fought and died from Kansas City. And we need to make our mark in the city, in the country, and in the world to say, no more. This will be the only war, and we need to remember peace, and we need to do all we can to fight for peace. So Kansas Cityans came together with the leadership of R.A. Long and William T. Kemper, and together they rallied the community, and kids went door to door collecting money and raised $2.5 million in 10 days, which is about $36 million in today's standards. And fortunately, because of their foresight and their vision and the community, we have what we have today. And then we accelerate through, and it's been, you know, the memorial, the tower, the beautiful sphinxes that you see outside when you come to the memorial and to the mall. Started to deteriorate back in 1980s and in the 90s, and it became a very unsafe place to be. And the memorial was going to have to close down because it was not safe. And there were crumbling steps, etc. And again, Kansas Cityans came together and rallied and said, no, we're not going to shut this down. This is a national monument. This is a national memorial. And again, rallied through the efforts of great community leaders such as Bill Dunn Sr. and Henry Block and Jeanette Nichols and the Kemper family and others. And Kansas Cityans came together and raised $106 million, of which renovated the memorial and built the National World War I Museum. This museum is the only National World War I museum in the country. It's the second best museum, second largest museum for World War I in the world, only to the Imperial War Museum. We have a lot to be proud of here in Kansas City. With our visitorship, we have about 500,000 people who visit the grounds a year. We have, in the last 2 years, increased our visitorship by 50%. And our public programming, we have increased it by 700%. What's the economic impact to Kansas City? It's $18 million a year is that we bring to the Kansas City community. From visitors, 60% are outside the region. 73 countries were represented last year. So it's pretty phenomenal. What's happening right now? Well, 2014 to 2019 is the centennial years of the Great War. And you probably have seen a lot of publicity. You've seen things not just in Kansas City, but what's happening around the world. Well, next year's our year, guys. It's when the United States enters the war, April 6, 2017, 100 years. We are having people from all over the world. We are having dignitaries contacting us. What are you doing? What's going on? Mark your calendars for April 6th. That's going to be the big day. We are having an international exhibit that's been touring Europe where millions of people are visiting. So the importance here for us today is, what are we going to do to make sure that we are the National World War I Museum and Memorial, and that Kansas City is given its limelight, and that we can bring visitors in from around the world and impress their socks off and help our economy grow. So with that, let's look and see. Okay, so I covered some of this. You can see that we have 50% increase in visitorship. You can see we have our education programs where we had 46,000 attendees. We also have FYI, a subsidized school program, which I was telling Turn the Page about and said, you got to get your students there. We give scholarships to about 2,500 school kids to come free to the museum, provide transportation and lunches. And we're able to do that because of philanthropy. We've been voted the 5th best museum in the country out of 35,000. We're the only museum in a 5-state region that got this, and we've had it for 2 years. And of course, we were also voted the top #1 attraction in Kansas City. It says 2014 and 15. We can add on 16 and actually 13, so for the 4 years. So pretty neat. Okay, this is what you get to see. That looks pretty yucky. Let me share with you a little bit that's changed since we submitted this. You know, we've got to be honest here. Okay, this is what the top of the tower lights looked like. And we were hoping we could make it through Memorial Day of 2016. We could not. We did emergency light changes. So when we submitted the proposal here, we had hoped that we could make it through. And in learning that we could not, we had to go and replace those. However, so when you look here, this is similar to the next set of lights that we also have to replace. So there's actually 3 sets of lights at the museum that light the tower. So if you look now and you can look outside, you see the beautiful flames. So fortunately, these 12 that were placed made the flames still look red and beautiful. Then there is where there's Memory Hall and there's Exhibition Hall, the exhibit hall. Those have lights that also light up the memorial. And those look like this. And we have 24 of those. And so it's still valid to what these are and what's said, it's just a different set of lights. And we are hoping to make this through. Veterans Day is next week, or this week, this Friday. And we're just hoping that this keeps going through Friday at least, because we have people coming from all over the country. You can continue to see this. And then of course you can see this lovely tower and how it looks lit up. You can see on the left side and the right side is where, you can't really see, I guess, it's kind of dark, but that's where the exhibit hall and memory hall are, and there'll be lights that light that up that will enhance that. So it's just a wonderful opportunity to make a difference in Kansas City, to shine, and we hope you will still support this project. We did ask for $10,700. That will pay for about half of the 24 lights that come from the memory hall and exhibit hall to light it up. Again, next year is 2017, and we're expecting thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to come, and would really want to make sure that our Kansas City pillar shines. So thank you. Any questions?
How long do those lights last?
These have lasted 10 years.
10 years, okay.
And these were not LED lights, so in 10 years has been a significant advancement of lighting, and we are told that they should last at least much longer than the 10 years.
Okay, so you're switching to LEDs.
We're switching to LED. It's less expensive in the long run, it's better for the environment, they're less trustworthy, there's a number of reasons why.
Okay.
And these old ones, you can't really, you can't get them anymore. So it's very hard to find. So, any other questions?
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you for your
All
time.
right, thank you.